Yes, Sayo, if I may add, in Perez, so a meeting will be held first with the guardians. In Tondo also, they have been doing this, having a meeting with the guardians and consulting them regarding the school supplies to be used for the school year. So we are requesting the parents to write, all the list of school supplies they need. For example, let's say in preparation for buying uniforms and shoes, we also ask them to give us the sizes of their children, and then this will be checked by our staff. In Perez, we have a supplier wherein we normally order our school supplies, even the school uniforms and shoes, because it's really very hard to purchase outside of Perez. So our SEDE staff was able to make a relation with the supplier in Perez to buy for our school materials.
That's a big work.
Yes. If I may add also, since we have 190 scholars in Perez and 40 for YEDA, we really need to ask the assistance of our guardians. Normally in Perez, we have 16 sitios and we have 16 leaders. So one leader per sitio, and they are the ones volunteering for packing the school supplies and also for checking the sizes of shoes and uniforms of the children, so that we can easily facilitate the distribution of these goods to our scholars.
So then the distribution is usually done. How is the reaction of the children or guardian when you distribute the goods?
Definitely, Saya, you can really see the smiles of the guardians and the children in their faces. They are really very happy and really looking forward to go to school.
And in addition to that, in case of Tondo, when we distributed the school supplies here in the office, they are too excited to open it to see what is inside. Even they know what is inside because there's a picture. Like for example, a bag of coloring materials. They are too excited to open it because it is maybe it's a kind of rare or something new for them to have that kind of school supplies, because maybe in the earlier school year they don't have that kind of school supplies.
で写真がね、これニコニコ写真なんですけど、届く写真の中には緊張しちゃってる私もいるから、私もそういう雰囲気でなんか知らなかったんですけど、そんなに喜ばれてる。で、学用品配って、あとは放課後とか土曜日とかにこういう感じで補習授業を子どもたち向けに子どもの権利のことをやってるんですけど、So you started the tutorial classes for this school year. Then you are the one to prepare the module or program, diba? So what is the difficulty of the preparation?
Actually, we know the major topics for each year, but basically one of challenges among the module makers in simple topics that can be easily understood by our learners, and using simple words in Tagalog to make it easily to be, understand by pupils. Sometimes as adults, we use, difficult words. So we really need to review again and simplify the words so that it can be easily understood by our learners.
Yes, Jerry.
That one is the preparation on the end of the ETA staff or committee in Secretariat. But in addition to that, in case of the program staff in Perez and in Tondo, there is a challenge. It's like how are we going to deliver it? They have different level of understanding, learning process, etc. So it is very challenging with us. So like for example, in Tondo, we have two project areas in helping and in permanent housing. So they have the children are very different. The children in helping is slow for them. They are struggling on understanding, especially if the word is not so much familiar with them. So we need to translate the word on how they can understand using their own language. And then the different way, again, different approach in case of the children in permanent housing. They are much more, it's easier for them compared to the children in helping.
まあ年齢、学年もバラバラだし、地区の傾向もあるので、それに合わせて工夫していくっていう苦労がある。That's really interesting. Do you usually use the crayon, watercolor, or such color pencils?
It depends on the target workshop or activity. Actually, today we have a tutorial in permanent housing. So they are just doing some kind of role playing, so they don't need to use the watercolor.
So in the tutorial workshops, if say something about the subject matter, so they will be asked to draw using whatever available art materials we have, like watercolor or just using pencil, as long as they can use it to draw their whatever opinions they have for the subject matter. For example, our MSc during the summer classes, we requested our scholars to use painting. And their paintings were exhibited in the school.
Yes. こう十分な画材を準備できてないところがあるので、あるものの範囲でやってるって感じなんですけど、そういう画材が何らかの形で手に入るんだったら、うまく活用できたらいいなって思います。で、子どもたちに補習授業やって、かつ保護者の人たちにも子どもの権利をね、教えていて。
親が分かってない。
そうなんですよね。子どもにだけ言っても親がうるさい。いや、だから
貧困なところがそんなことをね、ヒューマンライツ冗談じゃないよ。
言ってそんな余裕ないわって言って。How is your experience?
In case of Tondo, it is true that not all the people are interested in learning or listening about the topic of human rights. Even it is particularly in child's rights. Even they are parent, for them, child's rights is like a kind of a law against the parents. For example, before or in the earlier years, one of the guardian saying that why do we need to study child's rights? Child's rights is only for the kids, benefit of the kids. That's why they are too lazy, too hard-headed, something like that, because of that law for them. So at the earlier years, it is very challenging for us to encourage the guardians to attend, to listen, to participate in our study sessions. But because of our determination and continuous communicating with the guardians, we reach the level of, like, for example, this year we have a good attendance. Even last year, we meet the good attendance and participation of the guardians. And then even they now at least interested on the topic. There are some particular topics or items in child's rights that they are not totally agree. So it is a challenge for us to study more on how can we change the way how are we going to deliver it so that they can easily digest the idea or the purpose of the child's rights.
Yeah.
ね、伝えればやっぱりなんか分かってくれる。
そう。
Yeah, because of it's almost the same with the kids. Even they are old, they are mothers, they still have a difficulty in learning we are still on the process of how to changing the level or approach with the guardians. They are also different guardians.
So in terms of explaining, for example, child's rights, we normally give the premise that child's rights is based on human rights. The rights to express yourself, the rights to express your opinion, the right to be born is part of your human rights, and it is also part of child's rights. So we make it a point that guardians and even children understand this premise that they can express themselves because of these rights, or that is part of their human rights.
So it's like you are trying to share how they build a good relationship with children. Is it related to that kind of things? I think teaching about child rights is very much related to how to build a good relationship with children.
Yeah, yes, Hayo.
Yes.
Oh, sige, Jeric, ikaw muna. Jeric, you first. No, you first.
For us, we need to develop the relationship of the guardian and then their child, because in a typical family in the urban poor community, like specifically in Tondo, the guardian is treating their child as their property, some kind of property. You are just my child, you should always follow whatever I want, like that. So we wanted to change that kind of mentality. That is why we are providing this kind of seminar with the guardian. Honestly, giving seminar is not enough, because in our program we only have a monthly. So versus the daily activities of the guardians in the community, it's not enough. The culture in the community is very strong. That is why we need to provide more integration with the families, aside from providing this kind of seminars. A casual way of communicating with them, talking with them.
I see.
Also, for example, teaching guardians child's rights, actually helping them really to understand the vulnerability of their children as a child, for them to help understand the levels of their growth, their behavior. For example, children are, having tantrums, and why do they do certain things at a certain level of their age, something like that. So that we need to inculcate among guardians yung thinking to the best interest of the child. So and then helping them understand that children as children has also the right to be consulted. So before, our guardians are not doing consultations with their children or asking them, what do you want? Why do you want to do this? For example, why do you go with your friends? But now that they have learned some child's rights, they have learned to consult their children about things.
やっぱり自分ね、貧困な家庭はどんどん日々の暮らしが優先となると、子供の主張なんか聞いてる場合じゃないけど、聞いてあげないと成長しないよね。
本当に。いや、そう。はい、
320 shoes.
Our campaign for shoes was successfully ended.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so
We
much.
reached our
All
target.
the efforts.
Yeah. We reached the target. 88人ぐらいの寄付者の方、皆さんのおかげで。で、your distribution of shoes is scheduled on September? Tondo?
We don't have a particular schedule yet. Maybe on the next batch of distribution of the school supplies.
I see.
ちょっと大きめ一応。
そうかな。
大手の。
一応聞いたんやけどな。
ちょうど。
じゃあ、it's okay. It's almost the time.
Thank you, Sayo.
Yes po.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Salamat.
Salamat.
Bye.
Bye-bye.